This is the 6 shocking reasons narcissist survivors have no friends. Have you ever wondered why survivors of narcissistic abuse often find themselves with fewer friends? While narcissists surround themselves with enablers and people who feed their egos, those who've been hurt by narcissism tend to distance themselves from others. In today's video, we're going to explore the reasons behind this and what sets survivors apart. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello everyone, welcome to the Narcissist and Karma channel. Today's topic is 6 shocking reasons narcissist survivors have no friends. If this resonates with you and you're curious to learn what makes you different from a narcissist with few friends, stick around until the end. Reason 1. You've outgrown fake connections. You've had enough of superficial relationships. Pretending to like someone to their face while gossiping behind their back isn't something you're willing to do. Deceit and betrayal are simply not in your nature. You can't thrive in an environment where people tear each other down. Instead, you crave transparency, authenticity, mutual growth, and compassion. Unfortunately, many modern friendships revolve around betrayal, competition, and toxicity, things you've had more than enough of. After enduring the deep wounds of betrayal trauma, your tolerance for such behavior has vanished. Your energy is precious, and you refuse to waste it on relationships that lead to more pain. You desire meaningful connections that foster healing and growth, but you've come to realize that shallow, insincere friendships only drain you. This doesn't make you a loner. It reflects your understanding of your worth. You're a person who knows what truly matters and refuses to settle for less. Reason 2. Social anxiety creates barriers. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often struggle with social anxiety, which can make social interactions feel overwhelming and awkward. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, your sense of self is under constant attack. This relentless erosion of self-esteem often leaves you doubting your abilities and questioning your worth in social situations. Narcissists continuously gaslight you, planting seeds of doubt in your mind. You don't know how to talk to people. You're the reason people walk away from you. You can't form connections. This voice of the narcissist becomes internalized, following you into every social setting. When it's time to interact with someone new, you feel paralyzed, second-guessing your thoughts, carefully censoring your words, and questioning whether you'll say the right thing. This behavior stems from years of being conditioned to speak only in ways that wouldn't upset the narcissist, which ultimately disconnects you from your true voice. Carrying this burden of shame, blame, and self-doubt makes socializing an uphill battle. Your mind is always anticipating the worst-case scenario, leaving little room for authentic connection. And since connection requires safety, feeling at ease in your body, and trusting the moment, this anxiety creates a barrier. Instead of venturing out, you retreat into solitude because facing the overwhelming effort and fear feels too daunting. Your brain, particularly your amygdala, sees socializing and building friendships as a threat to your well-being. Reason 3. You value truth, and not everyone can handle it. You're a truth teller, and that sets you apart. In a world where many people, especially narcissists, thrive on flattery and ego-stroking, your honesty can be a disruptive force. Narcissists in particular surround themselves with enablers, people who constantly inflate their egos and cater to their demands. But you've grown beyond that dynamic. You're not afraid to point out mistakes or call for accountability. You recognize that healthy relationships, whether friendships, romantic partnerships, or family ties, must be built on mutual effort and reciprocity. In your eyes, relationships thrive when both parties give and nurture one another equally. However, this mindset isn't universally appreciated. Many selfish individuals are takers by nature, thriving off others' empathy, generosity, and compassion. They drain the emotional energy of those around them, always taking and rarely giving. These dynamics no longer align with your values. After experiencing so much emotional depletion, you've drawn a firm line. You can no longer pretend or enable toxic behavior. While you remain compassionate, your commitment to authenticity outweighs your desire to please others. You refuse to compromise your values by ignoring the truth, even if it means fewer people are willing to stand by your side. Now that you've learned to establish boundaries with yourself, you recognize how inauthenticity erodes genuine connection. It's like two masks interacting instead of two real people. In such relationships, the essence of true friendship is lost. Because of this, many people find themselves repelled by you. They might accuse you of being rude or inconsiderate. But the truth is, you're no longer willing to settle for superficiality. You refuse to accept words at face value or half-hearted efforts. Instead, you insist, if you're in, be all in. Show me that this matters. Put in the effort. This assertiveness, this refusal to settle for breadcrumbs, is not always well received. It can make you seem demanding in a world that often values convenience over sincerity. Reason 4. Shattered trust. Do I even need to explain this? You know exactly what you've been through. You place your trust in someone you thought was your everything. A partner who seemed perfect in the beginning, or a parent you believed to be loving and understanding. In those moments, you clung to the promises, the cognitive dissonance, the hope that the illusion was real. But eventually, the truth emerged. The narcissist revealed their true self, shattering everything you believed in. When trust has been so brutally broken, how can you trust anyone else? How can you let yourself believe that this new friendship or relationship will be different? Your past experiences scream of betrayal. From start to finish, those relationships were rooted in deception and pain. When relational trauma has been your reality, your brain becomes hypervigilant, seeing new connections through a lens of caution and fear. Trust isn't something you can give away lightly anymore. It takes time, effort, and consistency to rebuild. And yes, being cautious, even paranoid, is entirely understandable. Some people may present themselves as simple, easygoing, or transparent, an open book, but later reveal themselves to be manipulative and deceptive. This is why you steer clear of high-stakes, high-energy relationships. You've learned the hard way that trust must be earned, and you are no longer willing to rush into situations that could cost you your peace of mind. Reason 5. Friendships require energy and effort. Let's talk about the energy it takes to maintain friendships. Imagine you form a healthy, non-toxic connection with someone who isn't a narcissist. Even in a balanced, mutually respectful relationship, maintaining it requires effort. If they show up for you on special occasions, you're expected to reciprocate. If they reach out to check on you, you're also expected to be intentional and thoughtful, to initiate conversations, and to stay involved in their life. This kind of give and take is normal and necessary in healthy relationships. However, for someone recovering from narcissistic abuse, this level of commitment can feel overwhelming. When your brain is still healing, burdened by trauma and cognitive fog, it's almost impossible to manage the demands of even a positive relationship. It's like being expected to run a marathon when you're still recovering from broken legs. You're simply not in a place to give that much energy, and this reality can be disheartening. Survivors often pull away, feeling unworthy of meaningful connections. They might think, I don't deserve relationships because no one would want me like this. Reason 6. Isolation has taken a toll. Isolation is one of the narcissist's most effective tactics. They deliberately cut you off from your support system, ensuring you rely solely on them. They may have run smear campaigns against your closest relationships, convincing you that your friends or loved ones had bad intentions. They might have told you things like, I'm the only one who truly cares for you. You can't trust anyone else. In time, you were manipulated, gaslit, and conditioned to believe their lies. As a result, you lost touch with important people in your life. Now that the narcissist is gone, reconnecting feels daunting. You may fear others won't believe your side of the story or will hold grudges against you for cutting ties. In many cases, they may not even be willing to re-establish contact, leaving you feeling more isolated than ever. This deepens the pain, leading to thoughts like, I should have known better. This is my fault. But the truth is, you were targeted by someone skilled in deception, an expert manipulator whose sole aim was to exploit you emotionally, psychologically, and even financially. Moving forward with hope. While rebuilding connections might seem daunting, there is hope. Start small with low vulnerability, low demand interactions. Focus on relationships that don't feel intense or overwhelming, where communication doesn't need to happen constantly to maintain the bond. Consider casual connections, like a gym buddy or a friendly coworker, relationships that offer companionship without requiring heavy emotional investment. These lighter connections can help you ease back into forming relationships without feeling trapped or overwhelmed. With that, we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you found it reassuring and validating. If you have thoughts or experiences to share, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, as always, let the healing begin and continue.